everyone, I'm Kenya Madison. I'm the
Diversified game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Hi, I'm the K in Kaleidoscope, Kenya. And this morning we're here in the home of my lovely and very dear godmother, Patricia Dobard, Got My Pat as I affectionately call her. And I just want to share a little bit of the culture and the history that's here embedded in her home, but most importantly, see the beauty that's embedded here, because you'll see all those colors colliding, you'll see all those shapes emerging, and that's what a kaleidoscope view is all about. Let's go.
And you were talking about these pot holders where I haven't seen these. I haven't seen these in so many years.
They're authentic. Everything in here came from her travels. She loves to travel, and anywhere she goes, she brings stuff back. So it's all authentic in here. So
What did that do for you? Because a lot of people are like, why go to a HBCU? And I tell you, there's nothing like going to HBCU. The people that you're going to meet and then stay connected with. Mm-hmm. I don't see people go to Harvard, go to Stanford, unless they can do something for you. But I'm just talking about real friendship. Like, what did FAMU do for you?
Ooh, merciful. Now you making me switch gears in a different way, but this is what I will say. Coming from Delray, being generationally born here, I really only had one choice. It was like FAMU or choose some other, something else for yourself. It was not really a choice for me. It was the day that you make the decision for yourself. It's different, and I get it. I'm grateful for that, because I only had 4 years there. 4 years, and I made it count. You asked about friendships. My best friend to this day, we met on the 3rd floor of Diamond Hall, and she's from Fort Lauderdale. We had never met, but Broward County girl, I'm a Palm Beach County girl, and maybe our vernacular, maybe our major connection, maybe our dorm connection is what drew us together, but the way that our friendship formed over just like, you want to go to lunch? You want to get something to eat? Where you about to hang out at? Just typical things that people take for granted. Those were the connection points for friendships. I need help with an assignment. You can help me. You're now my friend. Come on. And that's how you make new friends on a college campus. I knew I had to be there for a purpose. I knew I needed to make that time count for meaningful blah, blah, blah. No bad grades, right? Mm. So you got to pick good friends who still make good grades and know how to balance that thing. And that's what FAMU gave me, the framework to say, you can go to college, you can still have fun, you can meet new people, and you can bring that education right back here to your hometown. Now, did I come kicking and screaming? Absolutely. And my mother will tell the story of her own of how she had to pull off on the side of the road and tell me, knock it off. I didn't want to come home. And that's the truth. I wanted to explore. I wanted to go into, other places.
And we're going to get you to other places, because Kenya, the country, is calling your name by design. So I don't want to tell people, when we met at the Boynton Beach Black Business Pop-Up, I had African Tigress, who was from Kenya. I had my Kenya, jersey on, but when you came up to me, I said, I know this person without knowing this person.
You did say that. Yeah. Those were your exact words.
Yeah, and so it's just how you meet people. But I think with the HBCU experience, there's some black folk who don't like black folk, don't trust black folk, won't come up even to say hi to black folk, and we're supposed to be in the South. So while you show us around, I just want people to connect. So if they're thinking about where to go to school or where to send their kids, this is why.
That is why, and authentic connections really matter. And so if you're watching this at any point in time, this is what I will say to you as a parent. teach your kid how to build authentic and real connections, not based on a social media profile or any other kind of persona. Teach them how to stand in the true essence of who they are, because that's how I connected to the friends that I had then and that I still have now. And that's the thread that keeps us connected. So that's a little golden nugget. Okay. So around here though, ooh, do you see this? It's embedded in the wall. Like at some point in time, we listened to the radio and there was a house party going on over here and the music was playing from this.
Yeah, but you know, if you have this now, if you get a house, they'll try to take this out, or they'll say, hey, take this out, or, you know, upgrade your stove. And why, if it works? That.
So the fact that she maintains the true structural integrity of this house while adding, you know, bits and pieces of where we are now, it's the reason why it's my safe space. And safe spaces are my thing. This is a safe space for me. This is one of my favorites right here. I love to dance, so that one speaks to me, and I'm a Delta, so of course that speaks to me.
What do you think about dancing now? Like, you have kids who never went up to someone and said, hey, would you like to dance? Ooh. Like now when I got to Florida, people were like, well, we kick it at the strip club. Well, I can't stand strip club, so I won't be kicking it with you. Yeah. That's just not anything I've ever wanted to do. Yeah. So, you know, broke folks and begging women. Oh my gosh. You know, tira la puerta. I don't want to be there.
That was 2 B's.
Yeah.
Broke folks and begging women.
Yeah. So what do you think, like, when you see a picture like this where people are just coming to have fun, and that we're still young enough to know what it was to go to like a real house party, that people were just trying to have a good time and it was a safe place and you didn't have to worry about a shootout or, you know, if it was any type of fight. I never saw one like that. It was outside.
This picture speaks to me more than just dance, because her feet are off the floor. Mm-hmm. His hip is way out here. That's freedom. Yeah. That's liberation in your body. The people who are watching, they're not persons of color. Mm-hmm. They sat down to watch those artists perform. So for me, when I see young people living out the true essence of who they are, that is what ignites me to say, hey, keep going. Mm-hmm. Keep educating, keep advocating, keep mentoring, keep supporting. Because if we don't have spaces like this, if we don't have art forms that carve out safe spaces, and I know that was your question about safe spaces, but how would they have felt safe to lift their feet off the floor and let their body go like that with white folks watching at that point in time if that wasn't a safe space? Yeah. That dance floor for them is a safe space. This home for me is a safe space.
And was the African art always up growing up?
No. My godmother is a lady who likes to travel, and she brings home souvenirs from her places that she visits and experiences, and these are all things that she's brought home with her from her travels.
You're going to get your own mask collection.
She's been to Africa multiple times. That's Cousin Coco on the Delray mag down there. Cousin Coco.
Cousin Coco, yeah.
And this is the lady whose shoulders I stand on, whose home we're standing in right now. When I see my name represented at the top of that tapestry, and she said, Kenya, that's a piece of fabric that I brought back from Africa and I had it framed.
I love it. I love that. You can take the smallest things and make art.
When I found this little band on my wrist, I said, I found my space of liberation again within myself, because it reminded me that I had a physical space to go to. We'll talk about it later, about the things that have happened that have just kind of had me feel disconnected.
And if we don't, if in case we miss something, your own podcast, I'll have links in the description, because that's going to be something I think is going to be just your daily diary. I'm telling you, where you just get it. It just
sounds like a plan to me. But I just wanted to say that this right here is a space where I can come and kind of just stand and take it all in and make sense of myself. Right?
Okay. Do you know where this award comes from and which award?
The African Diaspora Award?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that local?
Yes, it is.
Really? Okay.
The person who does it, her name is Jane Bassett Oliver, and she's been doing it for years and years and years. She has a production company called Perfect Results Entertainment, I think.
You guys are getting the game. This is, man, these are things you can't buy, this history.
She brought Miss Jane, Auntie Jane, is way older than me. I taught her daughters. So she's been doing that. You see, it's the 20th annual. Like, hey, I stand on the shoulders of some real giants in here. And then here we have the FAMU chair. Because there will be no room that doesn't have FAMU at Godma's house.
Please believe I'm taking notes, because I said I thought I had Grambling paraphernalia, but I don't have a wooden chair like this. We're going to have to work on that.
All kinds of things, from travels, family portraits, babies that she's raised, because she's everybody's auntie, everybody's, everything. So I'm just so grateful that she let me in here to dream a little bit. I'm grateful that she let me in here to dream a little bit.
Now, growing up, was there ever a room that you guys couldn't go to, and it was like, nah, don't be in that room? That's, we had the white couch room. My mother loved white couches. You couldn't.
Yeah.
And so to this day, I don't have a room that no one can. You can go in every room.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't stand, like, why can't we be in here? But I know why. But was like this room and everything is so artsy, was there anything like, nah, y'all be on this side, but don't come into that side? Or was that not a thing?
I'm glad you asked that, because that's real. And to answer your question, yes. As you can see, there's a lot of open doors. There's doors that you can open and close in here. You can slide and whatever. And glide, too, on rollers. But if you go down this hallway and you see a door closed, don't open it. Okay. And if it's locked, don't jiggle it. Okay. You understand? Yeah, yeah. And so even if you tip and creeping and you see an open door, okay, free to go. Mm-hmm. But if a door is closed and this door is locked, just keep it moving. Okay, and don't ask questions either.
Not
get bust in the mouth. Ask a question and get bust in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That door was closed, wasn't it? Yeah. And you turn, and it was locked. Okay. Bop in the mouth. Yeah. And you over here asking me a question. Wow. You want to sit down and have what I'm having? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hey. So the people who educated me taught me very kind and tender. Very kind and tender.
And nowadays you might have kids say, but why not? And back then it was no, why not? Because you just were told.
All right, well, let's see. And we got permission. Remember she said, Kenya, if you get to this door or these two doors, open them because I'm outside. Mm-hmm. She gave me permission. Yes. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. I understood very well. But you will see doors open and doors closed are not necessarily meant for your view, but everything else is open to you. If you need to crash, if you need to have a FAMU moment, hey, there's a space here for you. There's a space here for you.
Now, since this is like a home you grew up with, this is your godmother. Yes. Did you have your own drawer, or like if you needed something, were you able to keep stuff here?
You in my room. This is my room.
This is your room, room. Okay. But I'm sure you have 100 cousins at least, and they might say, hold on, this is my room. And then it's a fight.
When we all here, we all know how to get where we get, where we fit. But when it's just me by myself, because I'm goddaughter, so this is my room. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is nice to have a room. Yeah. It's my room. And it's my bathroom.
There's so many people who had to wait to be 18 or older to have their own room and have their own space. Guest room right here.
That's my room. That's Godma's room. That's guest.
Man.
Outside. We love outside. She's out there doing yard work today. This is a woman who was in the civil rights fight too. She was arrested as one of the freedom fighters. There's a couple other little nooks and crannies that I used to kind of like sort of measure myself against because this was a task for me. I enjoy, I don't know, certain things I find therapeutic, and cleaning, ironing is one of them. So this is something that is nostalgic to my childhood. It's, one of those old school fold down ironing boards. It's still functional to this day, but we don't abuse it because we don't know when none of them springs gonna give way, baby.
Yeah. And now everybody has a steamer, or they say, I'll just come out wrinkled because...
I'll give us a little bit of light in here because this space is a sanctuary and you are allowed in. I welcome you in because it is ours to share. In my days of thinking and contemplation and uncertainty, sometimes this is where I come to just be at. It's always quiet in here. It's actually meant to be an office space. You can walk around this corner and see there's a built-in nook of an office space, and that's intentional. Remember I shared that this home is the original home of Delray's first Black city commissioner, and so he built this house and designed it for himself from the ground up. And all of these spaces were intended for him and his wife's conveniences, as a home should be. So you've got a lot of loop around spaces and doors that lead inside and outside, because you, in that span of time, you don't never know when somebody coming.
Yeah.
You don't never know when you gotta go.
Yeah.
And who you gotta take with you and what you gotta take with you.
Yeah.
So if you have some things just kind of hanging out conveniently by the door and you gotta go this way, then nobody ever will hear a thing, right? But if we're just down here having a cool time in the French Quarter, you might hear some. And those are original instruments that were given to my godmom as she was an administrator here in Delray, and the late Mr. Carl Wesley, who was a composer and musician unlike any other. He's from our community. Those are instruments that she received upon his passing. So all of this stuff in here is nostalgic to me.
I'm
time.
looking at,
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a cassette tape of Malcolm X and The Color Purple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, VHS of things. She's an archivist. And that's why I love it here.
So now we are outside.
I'm literally eating chicken now. This is not good.
No, that's cool. Give a shout out to where you got the chicken in the meal. The pictures will be somewhere.
Shout out to Mayrene's Southern Cuisine.
I gotta go see.
The chicken was for me. And Dawn, yeah, Kenya is still your chicken eating ass. Okay. All right.
Now, this inside outside living, was this always here when you were a kid? And was this, a place where I could just see people, not just eating their meals, but when you used to eat from the hose, drink from the hose, and you can come in and say, okay, I want to take a seat.
Well,
and the plastic.
Okay. All right. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Tells you everything you need to know. Okay. And I just want to eat my chicken in peace. While you soak that in, that you sitting on grandma's plastic that's out on the lanai. Okay? So if anybody ever wanted to know whatever happened to grandma's plastic covered couches out on the porch now.
It's still here.
It's still here, still well and alive. All is well and alive.
But that's how you keep stuff fresh and new.
And that's my mother's first cousin, Johnny, over there. He's the owner of Sunset Landscaping, and he's just monitoring, the work that has to be done for today. You don't mind jumping in, and you will if you can. But those gentlemen will not allow him to. They've been with him for so many years.
And do you know around his age and how long he's had the company?
He's had the company as long as I've been alive, and I'm 46 years old. He's my mother's first cousin, so she probably could. That's godmom, and she could tell you too. But I will say, on paper, I don't know how long he's had the business. Who knows? But he's been doing landscaping work since I came into this world. He is the person who my grandfather entrusted to continue to, just help maintain this space. My grandfather was a farmer. He came down here on the back of a tomato truck from Quitman, Georgia at the age of 13. And my Aunt Ida, who was already here, was living on that corner over there. So she knew all of these folks, and she wouldn't have signed off or authorized any of this if she didn't know that it would be safe for me as offspring or others as offspring to continue to be around here. I don't know if you remember when we were walking on the beach, and I told you that there were those wild house plants, the elephant ear looking plants, growing up in the trees when we were walking by the beach. But look, they're growing in her trees over there too. The weed shrubberies that he just cleared out is now showing the natural beauty of that vine growing up into the tree. It's growing over in the tree around my mom's house too.
And I'm probably going to say it more than twice, thrice, 4 times. The fact that you grew up here, your home is around the corner, your mother's home, also your home is across the street. Like, there's certain parts of the country.
Seashells are currency here. I won't say that because it'll make the stock market crash.
Huh. You gotta love the history, and that it's still going. And not everybody has sold their land, people. Not everybody has given up other people's legacy because they want to go live in LA or somewhere, that they feel, oh, I can make it and whatever. Like, this shows if you can keep things going and flowing, you can have something and you can pass something down. That's a closed door, but okay, we can open it. Okay.
I know how to open it with chicken grease on my hands, man. That's Brittany and Raymond. That's family.
Hello everyone! Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Enjoy the Cameroonian food, music and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Because over here is the historic MLK. And one of the things that I really love about my community is that we don't have to look far for the answers that we've been searching for. They have them embedded in the sidewalk. So to your left, just past the lamppost, that little circular emblem is an emblem of Dr. King's face. Here in the sidewalk, you have things like that.
Wow. How long has this been here?
You know,
Did you grow up like this?
No.
Okay.
This is an implementation since I've been an adult. But as we walk down, look more.
Sorry, I mean to push you. Again, going to the old school, you had to be on this side. I think I was 7 or 8. My mother said, you got to be on this side in case the car skips the curb. I said, and you're like, wait, so I get hit? She's like, yeah, that's where a man's supposed to be. So, yeah.
So this is
this still a black neighborhood?
very much so.
Okay.
Everybody who live over here look like me and you, plus, a couple of new families in community, but more than an all black community, it's an all family community, and that means more to me than anything.
But it wasn't gentrified.
It is becoming gentrified.
Okay.
I'm talking about right now at this moment. If I could call outside the people who live in these houses, more people who look like us gonna come outside than people who don't look like us. But if we do not protect the community that we're living in a way, keeping family homes and so on and so forth, we stand the risk of losing it all.
Now, do you think that people are selling their homes because they want to move to other states?
This is where I reside. This is 7th Avenue, right behind you, 7th Avenue, and that's my street. I'm a 7th Avenue girl.
Okay.
And right here at the corner of 7th Avenue says peace and love.
Peace and love.
Because that's me, peace and love.
Yes.
So I'm gonna walk you on down this street. I want justice on the other side, and I'm grateful that this person with a disability is able to ride smoothly and know that his community has protected him by installing, some assisted supports.
Yeah.
But this is my street. It's the street I grew up on.
Now, I keep saying we got to get you to Kenya, and when you get to Kenya, you're going to say, okay, I don't want to leave anytime soon, but the fact that you have this, it's like, it would be hard to leave this. But my hope is, everybody, and listen, if you can help, please reach out. I already have her expediter. We've already talked. We communicated. They got her. But my dear friend, Mara, and her husband, Duncan, they'll take care of you well. But if you could get this in Africa, this would be Mombasa, because you'd be right on the water and it would be so much cheaper. Yeah. And my whole thing of showing people Africa is not everyone's going to be able to retire. So with Africa, how y'all doing? Everybody can't retire, but in America, but in Africa, on your 2,000 or less even, you can still live very well. Some people they've told me I live better in Africa or Mexico than I live in America. So this is beautiful. Take a block party to Kenya. I'm thinking I have crazy ideas.
I'm super quiet right now because hey, how y'all doing? I'm walking through my neighborhood where I grew up at, right? So I'm looking at the homes of people who I walk to the bus stop with, people who I chilled with on the weekend. Hey, how you doing? People who I chilled with on the weekend when we couldn't, go very far, but right was where we might have hung out,
okay.
And we weren't doing bad things, but I was just outside. So, folks,
how you doing?
Folks here have been here for generations. The people who I'm waving at, they're people who have been living here for generations. How are you doing?
So, I was complaining about this last week, that people don't say hi. And I said, maybe it's because I lived in Lochahatchee. And my neighbors say hi in Lochahatchee. Everyone speaks. But when you get to like the West Palms, or by the time I get to Wellington, where I used to also live, it's like you say hi, even to us, right? But I'm used to in the South, everybody. That was a shocking thing. I'm like, they say the South is racist. But when I came down here, everybody would speak. It didn't matter who, what, where. So,
hold on.
The birds,
You hear
yes.
those birds?
Hold on.
It say, if you pass this stop sign, I'm gonna be on your head tonight. And I stop and give honor because this is when my grandfather got put off that night. He came down here from Clinton, Georgia, on the back of a tomato truck right here at the corner of 7th Avenue and 3rd Street was where Aunt Ida's house was.
Wow.
It's an empty little, thing now. It looks like an extension of these people's home. But actually, this is where I ate and made butter cookies and pound cake with Aunt Ida. Because she was still living when I came into this world. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, had already passed on from breast cancer. And she had become blind before she passed away from a brain tumor. But Aunt Ida was still living right here.
Wow.
And she raised me up from a small child, what some people call a knee baby or whatever.
Yeah.
But Aunt Ida's house, directly across the street here, that gentleman that you saw in the backyard, that's the property that his family currently owns. Because that's where his mom and my grandma grew up.
Okay.
This house right behind you is where he grew up. That's where my
Just down the
grandmother's
street.
sister lived. So my grandmother and all her siblings live right there. That space right there where those 2 concrete slabs are. I just gotta walk you over here because, when you talk about like penny candy and brownies and ice cream, and the Lily Dilly lady, you gotta see how far you gotta walk from your house to the Lily Dilly lady, to the candy store, to the brownie lady, to the...
I told you I was addicted to sugar. Is the penny candy still here? Tell me I'm about to go back in time and we got even if it's 25-cent
candy.
candy.
Is now called sea grapes, okay? And if you can plant some organic sea grapes, because we used to have sea grapes that grew all up and down this fence row, like they grew at the beach, but environmental changes are real, and you can still see the leaves that look like sea grape trees, but they're not going to bear fruit because they've been commingled with whatever weeds have been allowed to grow up out of the ground. But we still recognize that those are sea grape leaves. But this is the space where multiple people lived. There was a home and then there was a duplex behind there. Can you imagine that?
I can only imagine it.
So where that little shed and that little white house is, that's the back of my mama house. And I used to wake up on any given morning, not by the sound of an alarm clock, but by birds chirping or by the sound of somebody.
Did y'all have roosters?
We had possums.
Possums? Okay.
We had possums that played underneath the houses because the houses were raised up on bricks.
You're 4th generation, correct? Third generation. Your son.
I mean, if you count it back from Aunt Ida, my grandfather, my mother, me, 4th generation, PJ's 5th.
Okay.
I don't know who was here before Aunt Ida.
Okay. With that, just you growing up, do you see a different species of even like animals or lizards that you've seen migrating? You're like, I never saw that before as a kid.
I see the lizards that I saw as a kid turn green like iguanas because it's like baby iguanas are mating with the lizards.
Okay. What about the cranes or anything? Or the birds?
Especially after Hurricane Andrew, when all of the birds and animals that they couldn't secure during Hurricane Andrew, I see the most beautiful color of green and blue and red. Even multicolored birds fly across now because it's like nature just found a way to make its way back to nature, and I cheered that on as a kid. I really did. But this space is really where I grew up. And believe it or not, that is a historic elementary school right around the corner that I never went to. I never had the opportunity to go to
Really?
SD Spady Elementary, even though it was in my backyard. I went east to Delray Beach Elementary, and even that's closed down now. It's called Old School Square. So if you want to have an event or looking for a venue,
Yeah.
you know, you can go to Old School Square.
Do you know if there was anything racially or why they cut the line there? Because
Redlining is real. Redlining is real. The set transformation plan. We are in the set. By the way, I live and work and play in the set. The set is Delray Beach's historic black neighborhood, and it extends west of I-95 to Congress Avenue and even beyond into Delray Shores and Shadow Lane. You might as well say west to Military Trail. And then even out on Military Trail, there's a black community out past with Military Trail. But redlined, that is what draws school boundaries, funding boundaries, all of that. And when all that stands left is an arch in front of what used to be a historic school where my mother and all her siblings ran out of the house and ran to school. This was historic Carver High School.
Okay.
This space. Solomon D. Spady, Dr. Solomon D. Spady, who also has a Spady Cultural Heritage Museum named for him as well. He was really asked to come here to support the education and the educational policies and standards for students in Delray Beach. So that's the school that my parents grew up going to. I'm a lot of gap in age between my parents and me.
Yeah, how things change.
Yeah. So my growing up and going to school experience is very different from my parents.
Could you still, or not could you, did you still have to walk or bike to school? Was it close enough?
Nah, elementary school, what I was sharing, Delray Elementary, which is now the museum, and all of that. I went there from kindergarten to first grade. I wanted to walk and ride my bike like the big kids, but my parents drove me like I was a dork. And then in middle school, I went to bounce around a couple other elementary schools around Delray between Pine Grove Elementary for 4th grade, Banyan Creek Elementary for 5th grade. I was one of the students that opened up the school.
Okay. I had that experience. That's a nice experience when it's all brand new.
Yeah.
And you can, open it up.
Yeah.
I was the pink poodle, one of the two.
High five on the pink poodle.
Yeah. That you knew what that was, yeah.
That was in California.
That was in California.
That's
yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. I shot that out.
Yeah, so when you see the picture, it's very easy to spot me.
So where we're standing behind is a daycare, and this was a family-owned daycare, and this parking lot belonged to the daycare at one point in time. I'm not sure what's happening with this property, but this is why I stopped, because this space is where my recess took place.
Okay.
So my recess took place at. And, to just share a story for a story, in 5th grade, when I was sharing that I was one of the first 5th grade students at Banyan Creek, myself and some student leaders alongside me, we had to write the school song. I still remember the one that I wrote in 5th grade, and I guess it sparked something inside of me, because years later I wrote I have to stop my feet and say this. I wrote the lyrics to the alma mater for Village Academy.
Okay.
And it's something that really sprang from my heart, so I'll share that with you later.
We're going to turn that into I told you with the AI music, we're going to remix.
But I did. I wrote the lyrics to a school's alma mater, and it wasn't the first time. I just did it as a student in 5th grade, and I just didn't realize the creative potential that I had inside of me. Sometimes it just gets locked away, and it tells you the power of the influence of trauma on the human brain. That's why I'm grateful to Dr. Amadi for those Trauma 1 drops, because I feel like whatever my body was needing in that moment, it gave me a little bit of a dose of that, and I was able to kind of like snap back to myself. And nostalgia does the same thing. Being hugged does the same thing. It just launches a quick shot of dopamine and serotonin to say, hey, everything's gonna be all right. Tell every cell in your body to chill out. Everything's freaking out right now. So with the challenges of my journey, I'm grateful to be able to take this walk around the block with you, because what you're seeing is just all the places that I've ever been in my whole life. I mean, we're now back on 4th Street, and I live sandwiched between 3rd Street and 4th Street right here on 7th Avenue. So all we've done is made a complete circle around the block. And off to the left, though, where that green roof is in the distance, is the Achievement Centers for Children and Families, and that's who held Healthier Delray Beach,
Which, tell them your title, because we haven't officially said your title there.
Oh, look at that. You can see the peak of the green roof
yes.
around the corner. So my title in community and my day job is Senior Director, Healthier Delray Beach. If you are connected to Delray Beach, then you know that Healthier Delray Beach is a behavioral health initiative that serves the underserved, underprivileged community to maintain and get access to sustainable supports for their emotional wellness. And that encompasses physical health, emotional well-being, financial well-being, family engagement, like whatever you need for mind, body, and spirit. We've got it right here in the set. And Healthier Delray Beach has been the trusted advocate for that since 2015. So we're about to be 10, and we're excited. We were birthed right out of this building with the green roof. Achievement Centers for Children and Families is who held us as a nonprofit fiscal agent for 8 years, and now we've expanded into Boynton Beach with Pathways to Prosperity as our fiscal agent. And that just, in a lot of times, that just means like, Kenya, where do you live? Where's your job? If I need to send you a something in a postcard in the mail, where am I sending it? I would say send it to Achievement Centers for Children and Families, or send it to Pathways to Prosperity in Boynton Beach. But our wingspan now covers beyond Palm Beach County, beyond the state of Florida, beyond the southern region of the United States. We have extended our supports. I've leveraged the access to the supports that I just mentioned, all the way as far as California, Nebraska, Canada, Washington, D.C., Maryland. I'm just thinking of places where the folks that we've supported are. And it makes me proud to say we're anchored right here in the 33444 zip code. But what means more to me is the impact that we're making from East Coast to West Coast. And I mean, in Florida, from Delray Beach to Fort Myers, Florida. Due east to due west in a 24-hour period. You can get my support. You call me, I'm on the way. Well,
talking about calling you, and even a community give back, I think you're doing, because you're doing fine.
Don't get me hyped. You got to have people calling my phone.
You got
forget this is going to be somewhere else.
But this is the person you need to call. But she's done all this, and this is part of her community give back.
I want you to let's keep walking.
It's start of your own business. Tell them the name of it. and the why, because I believe that your community give back because you're doing fine. It's not like you're doing something because you say, I need to make more money, but more money will come because you've managed and kept a lot together.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. We're going to walk right here in front of this little library. See that little library?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to walk right in front of there, and I'm just going to say my little farewell speech to Delray to say, I'm not leaving y'all. I'm born and raised here. You know how to find me. You know where my mama at. You know where my house at. But from time to time, I'm not going to be here. So stop by. And
Well, she has some time to be in Kenya. That's why. And then she needs to go explore everywhere else and see, where do I really want to be? Because having your own business, you can do a world tour like Muhammad, my man.
I want to, when it's time to get this roof replaced, I want it to have a QR code or something on top of it.
Okay.
So that people passing by or flying by will say, this is a safe space for me and my community. I mean, it's already got a green roof.
Yeah.
I sent the Get Your Green On platform to share with you the awareness that we've raised from coast to coast around mental health awareness. So,
You got food.
yeah, this is,
I thought it was books, but you got food.
it's a little free pantry, and there's a little library, down in front of the daycare building. So this is the pantry, and that is the library. You can get food here, and you can get books down there.
Awesome. Awesome. And tell us, Kaleidoscope, if this is your community give back. I always ask everyone, what is your community give back? But I just feel like for all that you're doing, this is it. Unless you say I'm going to run for mayor or another political office.
I have no aspirations to run for political office. I'm a peopletician, not a politician. My heart is for humanity, and I'm just here to find my own spaces of personal liberation. I am here to make sure that I'm pouring into myself so that I can continue to give back to the community that has held me up for so long. I owe them that. They entrusted me to coordinate and be the senior director for such an amazing initiative called Healthier Delray Beach. And I didn't just start serving when I became the director of it. I was on the steering committee, and I was a resident first, called to the focus group meeting. So I understand the trajectory of it then, and I understand the trajectory of it now. And it would weigh on my heart if I didn't find a way to say Healthier Delray Beach has really made me who I am as I continue to plant a seed for hope, health, and healing here in this community. When I think about the fact that my grandfather came here on the back of a tomato truck, escaping sharecropping, went into a life of farming. He made that a way of life and business and industry for himself, and he left that for us as a legacy. It would be irresponsible of me if I didn't plant a seed for at least someone to get something to eat that's healthy. Or find a way to say, I'm gonna feel better about my life today. I'm gonna stretch and breathe and take advantage of this paradise community that we live in. Take a nature walk. We got beautiful words embedded in the sidewalk. See it for what it is. It's not always gonna be me here to guide it. It's not always gonna be me here to lead it. I just need you to trust in the value of it, right?
Yeah.
And understand that wherever I am, Delray Beach is at the core of who I am, because I'm a 7th Avenue girl, sandwiched between 3rd and 4th. So, I mean, it don't get no more authentic than that. The rest of it is just Campbell soup in the free pantry.
So what should people call you for Kaleidoscope? What's that thing? You're a relationship builder, but a lot of people don't understand, wait, relationships? I can make my own relationships, right? Like, what is that thing they should call you for when they see the links in the description for everything? No, don't. It's whatever you want.
All right. So this is what I'll say for Kaleidoscope Solutions & Co. We are a one-stop shop for Kenya, I heard you know everybody. I heard you got the hookup. And maybe, just maybe, I do. But what do you want it for? What do you want it for? Because we make healthy connections here, we make meaningful connections here, and we make impactful connections here. So if you're looking for a flip in perspective, if you're looking for a little bit of a scope and sequence of guidance and how you can get that strategic plan implemented, brought to fruition, and seeing the fruits of your labor lived out in front of you, real life and real time in family space, maybe, just maybe, I'm the girl to call, because I've been here and I'm gonna be here. But sometimes it takes a person a bit of time to grow their wings and then fly somewhere else, come back, so they can bring back and deliver some wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and some tools and resources to the community that they love so much. That's what Kaleidoscope Solutions & Co. is. We're here for you, and your imagination has an anchor.
Okay, that you said that. It's beautiful. I have to put this out there because there's going to be some people who try to reach out and say, I got 25 cents. Can I get 160 hours worth of your time?
Absolutely.
This is not a nonprofit. This is a for-profit business.
This is Kaleidoscope Solutions & Co. LLC, and there are fee-for-services, and soon, and very soon, you will see scrolling across the bottom of your screen a space where you can tap to find out how you can reach us for consultation. Consultations are at no cost. I will give you a space and time to build relationship and get to know you a bit. But beyond that, there will be a little bit of a fee for service. But listen, people pay for what they need. And this community that we've cultivated, it's the seed that has grown out of the ground that my grandfather planted. So it's not for free. If you pay for a mango in Publix, you can pay for my knowledge. At no cost will it cost you for a consultation, but for the sustainability of it all, yes indeed. Yes indeed.
I love it. You guys, we aren't done, but I want you to make sure you tap in, tune in, because I may just take a little bit of a break, because I want to have a real conversation that I might not want y'all to know, and Miss Kenya might not answer some of it when I say it.
That's the school district.
And what about this alleyway? Is that a quicker way to get back, or no?
To Godman's house?
Or wherever we're going. I'm going with you.
We're going.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay.
Because this is Godman Street.
Okay. And I'm recording, what stops you from wanting to be a politrician? Knowing the, issues, every place has issues. What stops you from saying, nah, I don't want to have to do that?
Can I be honest?
Nobody
wants to hear the real answer. Because I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't feel like I need to make the world's problems and society's problems my Kenya problems. Look, he back. He back. He came to hear what I had to say. He hiding behind the tree and said, come see about me. I bet you won't, I bet you won't, I bet you won't, I bet you won't. He challenging you. He mean that. He ain't playing. He said, I bet you won't chase me in this tree. He old Florida bird. So anyway, I don't have to. And as much as I have dedicated my life to education and service to others, I want to see humanity make a little bit of a course correction before I throw myself out there at sea. I've sacrificed already for years and years and years. I haven't had the time. That's a beautiful bluebird that just flew into that tree. You asked me when we were standing on the corner about nature, but there's a beautiful bluebird that just flew into that tree. Let me see if I can walk by and draw him out, because that was a whole bluebird. Oh, you see it?
Yep.
And he spread his wings so you could see. Okay, he said, you ain't got to come for me. You ain't got to come for me, girl.
Okay, I sometimes can hear the haters, and they say, okay, black neighborhood. And I interviewed a lady a few days ago, and she said I was offered a job by a black business. At first, I denied it because my thing of black business, even though growing up in the hood, I had a negative, opinion of it. This neighborhood seems peaceful. Always been like this, no issues, right?
None. We're gonna take a left turn at
Okay.
this corner right here. So, yeah, this neighborhood has always been peaceful. There's always folks who.
Hello.
There's always folks who, come into a community or come into a space, and you've got to, just find some sense of balance and regulating norms. But this street is where my family has resided for generations. I'm pointing out neighbors and folks that I've lived next to my whole life.
Can you leave your door open in a neighborhood that you know? That's what I want. I want to be able to leave.
I mean, come on. Then you're going to have my neighbors having to bolt their doors. But, let's just say we all know how to get in.
Okay. And not to hat you, we can, because your neighbor has an AR-15.
Yeah.
And if they don't know who is who,
Yeah.
if you cross that gate,
Yeah.
that might be,
Yeah.
you
we
know.
can. But 1, 2, 3 are homes that I played in all up and down the street. I could walk in without knocking. I could wash my hands and open the refrigerator and get, something to drink or a little snack and be like, and thank you, and take off playing, and nobody said a thing. Nobody called my mama and told on me.
Okay.
This home right here where this American flag is, that is where Aunt Ida's son Lacey and his wife Violet Mitchell lived my entire life. And they both, he was a veteran. He served this country with amazing dignity. He was a member of the American Legion, and his wife served dutifully alongside him too. I didn't know if she was in the military or if he was, but this house right here was a place of solitude for me. Across the street is the daycare that I grew up going to, and the house connected to it belonged to the owner of said daycare.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Family home. I'm gonna just keep pointing family home when as I walk down the street. So these are the houses of 3 siblings. So 1, 2, and 3 are Aunt Ida's children's homes.
Okay.
Lacey, Ophelia, and Auntie Dot.
Okay.
Okay.
And I see the pineapples. Pineapples is in the building.
And those are my grandfather's first cousins.
This is what I call, this is spoiled. Like, if you could grow up like that, and I told you, we had it across towns or throughout neighborhoods, but you don't see a lot of this.
Remember I said I want the QR code on top of the building, because one day it's going to be something like that. Like,
Yeah.
hey, just take a picture and send it to me so I can send it out and let people know it's still happening. Sustainability lives there.
Well, you know what we could do? Even for your house, put for Kaleidoscope, put the QR code. We bring the drone. I have a drone. We come, and then if anyone does it with the airplane, cool. But we can do the drone and capture the only
family home.
family home. Okay. Only thing is, people then know where to come.
Family lot. This is grandfather's mango trees. It's pots that he planted. There's plows back there. I'll walk you back over there, because this is where my grandfather said.
This lot had a swing. Where's the swing? Is that rope coming down?
Swing. That's where our neighborhood architect had Santa hanging in the tree for Christmas. You're going to still see some Christmas things, and those flowers are from Aunt Betty. Her birthday would be this week. That's my mom's sister. She passed in 2019. And my family's real big on holidays, so you're going to see weird looking lights and stuff in the tree still, because they like to decorate for Christmas and whatnot. But even my grandfather's plows and old stuff is still sitting back here because we honor his memory and his legacy. Mango wood we don't throw away. If we throwing that away, we putting that on a smoker for the grill so we can eat something off of it.
Okay.
You understand?
I overstand, understand all of it.
Yeah. And that's around the loop where we was at, standing over there, and I was like, oh, see, right.
We got the
This
boat.
is my mother's home. This is the home where I grew up in.
Okay.
Look at this.
Got some blossom, yeah.
Yes. I love that so much.
Let me get a picture of that. Yeah, had to get a picture of you with that. Is this your mother's boat, or is it just
That's my cousin's boat.
Okay.
That's my cousin Dexter's boat. He is the free spirit of my grandfather's children, and he's the oldest grandson.
That's what I like. Look how black folk recycle. They take the detergent. And they call me a hoarder. And I said, no, we're
My
going
mom's a hoarder too. She's inside. I'll let you meet them soon, because somebody probably in there looking at us right now like, who and what is she doing? I'm just gonna say hello.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera, y'all, because we're just gonna say hi. And with that, everything isn't for the camera. You want the behind the scenes? Holla at me, can come find.
Wait, where he's going? Oh, he about to shine. He about to show out. He's calling some friends over. There's a dragonfly snooping around. He's about to show out. Look behind this pole. You see me? Going to the top. Going to the top. You see me? They're talking back to him. I hear.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.